Platform 4, the 2213 Stepford Connect, service to Stepford Victoria. Calling at Stepford East, Stepford Central, and Stepford Victoria. This train is formed of 4 coaches.
There are different driver ranks in Stepford County Railway, but for now, all you need to know is that anyone can start as a driver. As you gain experience, you can unlock more routes, trains, and eventually train for qualified driver and above. In today's tutorial, we will teach you the basics of how to drive the trains in Stepford County Railway. To drive a train, first you have to load as a driver, and to do that, just press the play button in the main menu. This will bring up a list of roles, and you should be able to press the first 2 options. To become a driver, simply tap or click on the driver image. On the top left of the screen, you'll see a box that says Select Operator. Click this and choose one of the 5 operators in SCR: Stepford Connect, Waterline, Airlink, Stepford Express, and Metro. Today, we'll use Stepford Connect. Once you've chosen an operator, a list of trains will appear. Most of the trains you'll need to unlock. The only train available with no payment is the Class 357. So we'll use that today as well. The first thing to take note of is on this screen. The top left of the box we just clicked says 4 cars. This is where we will stop on the platforms. More on that later. For now, just remember we have 4 cars. Next, we'll pick a route. There should only be 2 routes unlocked to begin with, Route 5 and Route 45. There's also a Metro route that you can play straight out of the box, Route 23, but we'll stick with Connect for this video. Since Route 5 from Stepford Victoria to Airport Central is faster, we'll run through this route today. Click play, and then we'll get a list of depots to choose from. This is where you'll spawn at. If you click a depot that is in the middle of the route, you'll start halfway through the route. The little arrow next to the spawn location shows which direction to travel in. For example, here at Beachley, we can either go towards Stepford Victoria or towards Stepford Central. I'm going to travel towards Stepford Central first. Now that we're all loaded up and we're inside the train, we'll run through some of the controls. To get the train moving, hold down the W or up buttons on keyboard, right trigger on controller, or by using the on-screen GUI on mobile until the green pointer is next to the red notch. To slow down the train, hold the S or down arrow buttons on keyboard, left trigger on controller, or by using the on-screen GUI on mobile until you reach the desired speed. I'll quickly run through the on-screen GUI so you know what everything does. The green pointer is the target speed. This is where the train will try and hold the speed at. The red notch is the speed limit. The blue needle is your current speed, and this is the speed the train is going, and this will lag slightly behind the green pointer. At the base of the blue needle is a circle. This will go yellow and black, and solid yellow when there is a danger ahead. On the left side, there are 2 vertical bars. One shows the throttle and braking power. The other shows information about your route. At points throughout the route, you may hear a high-pitched alarm. That is the AWS, Automatic Warning System. This tells you to get ready and to slow down the train due to a hazard ahead. When the hazard is clear, you'll hear this nice ding. To stop the alarm, either click or tap the yellow circle, or press the Q button on keyboard. If you don't disable the alarm within 6 seconds, or you pass a red signal, more on that later, the train will engage the emergency brakes, and you'll have to wait 10 seconds to continue. The other features of the GUI can be toggled by pressing the respective buttons on the screen. The keyboard shortcuts for everything are in the driver's guide, which is linked down in the description below. We'll get on to some of the things that you might see by the side of the tracks now, which you'll need to know. Throughout the route, you will see a few different types of signs on the side of the tracks. These will give you useful information, such as a new speed limit, where to stop the train, or if it's safe to continue. Speed limits. A new speed limit is shown by a big white circle with a red outline. Sometimes it will be accompanied by an arrow pointing left or right. This means that the track splits and the speed limit is only for the direction shown by the arrow. A speed limit warning. Most of the time, when the speed limit lowers, you'll get a warning sign with the future speed limit. When you pass this, line up the green pointer to the speed shown on the sign so that you aren't speeding when you pass the speed limit. A warning sign is shown by a white triangle with a yellow outline. It can also be accompanied by an arrow, just like the normal speed limit signs. Whistle boards. Sometimes you'll see a white circle with a whiter outline with a massive W in the middle. This means that you must blow your whistle to alert local pedestrians at crossings that a train is coming and not to cross the tracks. These signals. Green signals is everyone's favourite signals. This means that you can continue at full speed because the block ahead is clear. Double yellow signals are the most misunderstood signals. When they appear in the repeater box GUI, it means that you need to get ready to slow down. If it's still double yellow when you pass the signal, then you must slow down to single yellow speeds, otherwise you'll go too fast. A single yellow means that you have to slow down to 45 miles an hour, or the speed limit, whichever is slower. Continue at this speed until the next signal, because it could be red, double yellow, yellow, or green. Red signals are not to be passed under any circumstances. This means that there is a danger in the next section of the track. Stop in front of the signal so that you can see it clearly. If it's being controlled by a signaller, it will have a blue dot on it. Wait until the signal is yellow or green before continuing at the respective speeds. If you want to hear about extra signals, stick around. Otherwise you can go to this timestamp to continue on with the guide. Shunt signals. A shunt signal is the signals you see at the depots. A white one means that you can continue at the speed limit, usually around 30 or 15 miles an hour. Red. A red shunt signal, much like the normal red signals, mean you cannot pass under any circumstances. Don't move the train, keep it in view until it's turned white, and then continue onto the main lines. Semaphore signs. Now these are older signals which are used on a few of the older branch lines. The position of the arms tell you the status of the signal, and the lights help you to see it better at night. Green. When both arms are pointing upwards, it means the signal is green and that you can continue past at the speed limit. Yellow. If the red arm is pointing up, but the yellow arm is horizontal, you must reduce your speed to 45 miles an hour, or the speed limit, whichever is lower, until the next signal. Red. When both arms are horizontal, you must stop before it so that you can still see the arms, and wait until it becomes yellow or green. A single horizontal red arm also means a red signal. If you see the backs of the arms and you don't see the colours, the red arm has the flat line and the flat end, while the yellow arm has the arrow line and the cutout end. Banner repeaters. These are types of signs which show if you can pass the next signal, or if you need to prepare to stop. A diagonal black line means that you can continue. The next signal is green, double yellow, or yellow. A horizontal black line means the next signal is red, and you must prepare to stop. Repeaters are often found at stations, but can also be found where visibility of the next signal is limited. Route indicators. These show where your train is going next. These could be either a platform or a line. For example, entering Stepford Central from the east, the signals will also tell you which platform you will enter. Between Leighton Stepford Road and Leighton City, you'll see a letter showing which line you'll be going in. Feather indicators. When approaching a junction, you'll see another type of signal, a white line pointing left or right. These will be above the normal signals, so red, double yellow, yellow and green, and these will show if you're going left, right or straight ahead. If the white lights are not lit up, you're going straight ahead. If the white lines are lit up and they're pointing left, you'll be taking the left line. You will need to follow the speed restrictions of the left track. And the same if the lines are pointing right, but for the right track. Approaching and stopping at stations. When you're getting close to a station, you should slow down to between 20 and 35 miles an hour. Some reference speed and distances are as follows. If you're going 125 miles an hour, you should start to slow down at about 0.60 miles. If you're going about 100 miles an hour, you should start slowing down at 0.40 miles. If you're going 60 miles an hour, you should slow down at about 0.20 miles. And if you're going at 45 miles an hour, you should slow down at 0.10 miles. Stopping. So now we've got to the part of stopping the train. Do you remember how many cars we had earlier? We had 4 cars. So what I like to do is once the start of the train has entered the platform, I then slow down to 15 miles an hour. This is so I can brake easier. If it is a long platform, you can slow down further down the platform, and sometimes I do that as well. Now, if we travel down the platform and have a look at the markers, we should see a marker that has the number 4 on it. There may be multiple numbers, there may be groups of numbers, for example 2 to 4. As long as 4 is included in the group or written on the sign, that is where we are braking. Some trains have special stop markers. For example, if you're driving the class 158, you need to look for the red and black bordered stop markers. If you're driving the class 43 high-speed train, you're looking for the pink with black borders sign. If you're driving any class 800, so the class 800, 801 or 802, you need to stop on the purple with white, orange and black outlined stop markers. If you cannot find your stop board, everything falls back to the default SCR marker board. Once you have fully stopped, you can open the doors with the T button on keyboard, Y button on controller, or the GUI box. The doors will then open, and after a period you'll be prompted to close the doors. This can be done with the same controls. Once the doors are closed, you can then continue with the route following the signals and speed limits. If the sign in front of you is red, do not close the doors. You should wait until the sign is yellow or green. Special operations. Sometimes you'll have some special operations happening throughout the gameplay. This will come in the form of a guard riding with your train, or a dispatcher at a station. I will run how this works now. Dispatchers. Driving with a dispatcher is slightly different. Once the passengers have finished boarding, you'll be forced to wait for the dispatcher to dispatch your train. Once they have done the initial procedure, you'll be able to close the doors. Once the doors are closed, the dispatcher will then do the final dispatch procedure, and you'll be on with the rest of your route. Note, dispatchers dispatch in an order of priority. This is seen by your head code. On the left of your screen, with the route information, you'll see a 4-character code. The first number is the priority code, 9 is the highest, 1 is the second highest, 2 is the second lowest, and 3 is the lowest priority. There's a few other parameters that govern your priority, and this can be found in the dispatcher and signaller guides. Guards. Often, if you're looking at chat, guards will say, "Free guard," or something similar in chat. If they choose you, you'll get a prompt on the left side of your screen to accept the guard. Simply press the green tick to accept the guard, and they will join your train crew. Once you have stopped at a station, when you press T, the guard will then unlock and open the doors. Once they're ready, they will then close the doors and what's known as buzz you in the cabin. To be able to continue with the route, you'll need to buzz them back. This can be done with the same keybinds as to open the doors. Good habits to keep. Keeping everything running smoothly is vital to make sure that everyone's gameplay is as fun as it can be. Here are a few tips to keep everything running smooth for you. Moggy, or move on green or yellow. When there is a green signal or a yellow signal, keep the train moving. This will keep you as close to on time as possible and frees up the track for other players. No one likes being stuck on reds. Where to look. Much like driving cars in real life, you need to sweep the field of view. This means you need to look far in the distance, as far as you can, and steadily but quickly bring your look closer to the train. And then look at your current speed and the distance to the next stop. Ideally, look at the speed and distance every 2 to 4 seconds, just so you don't miss stations or overspeed. Relax. If you're doing a new route or you feel overwhelmed, go a bit slower. It may be a new part of the track that you don't know, or you may have left the game for a period of time and you've forgotten a few things. If that happens, don't worry. Just slow down a little bit. Just give yourself a bit more time to learn the reference points for slowing down and speeding up. Once you've given yourself a bit more time, you'll find yourself getting better and faster and having more fun. With everything that we've just gone through, we will continue to drive this route using all the techniques that we've just gone through. There's the 45 speed limit. We're going to the right. We have a red signal at the end of the platform. Down to 30, that's something you just have to know about this station. It is a 30 here, there's no warning sign. Although there is plenty of track to slow down to 30.
Be arriving at Benton. Change here for services to Connolly, Esterfield, Farley, Greenslade,
Entering the platform,
Morganstown, Newry, Port Benton, and
I will slow down to 15 a little bit later than normal because it is a long platform. Slowing down now. We can see 2, 3 to 5. So we'll be stopping at this stop here. We have our lovely dispatcher there. Alright, slowing down now. Gonna just undercut a little bit. Opening the doors. Let's have a look. That's not bad, but you can definitely do a lot better than that. Alright, it's a green signal, so we're able to go straight away.
Stepford Airport Central. The next station is Benton Bridge.
There's the whistle. There's the plaque. Doors closing.
Edgemead is delayed by approximately 8.
Waiting for the final whistle.
We are sorry.
And away we go.
Will take longer than planned. Platform 7 for the 11:42. Stepford County
45 is the speed limit. Green signal up ahead.
Stepford Airport
30 is the speed limit. My apologies. Had it set to 30 anyway.
Benton,
So I don't need to change that now.
Stepford Airport Parkway, and
A little bit further we'll get a 45 speed limit right there. 45.
Benton Bridge.
We can't go to 45 until we pass that sign. As you pass it now, double yellow, so we'll get a warning. We'll have a look. We're going straight on because the sign is not lit up. Next sign is 60. So we could go all the way up to 60 if we wanted to. And in fact, I will. Alright, got a yellow, so we'll go down to 45.
Be arriving at.
Next sign is a red.
Please note the gap.
And we'll be going to the left. Alright, putting it to a stop now. And here's an idea of if you go too fast. That's what happens. If you go too fast and you pass a red sign, you get stopped. It is now safe to go, so we will continue up to 30. Alright, entering the platform is a short one, straight down to 15. And we'll have a look for our stop. 2 to 4, so we'll stop here.
Platform 1 for the 11:37.
And pulling it down to stop now.
Service to Stepford Airport Central.
It's not bad.
Calling at
Alright, open doors, let's have a look. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
and Stepford Airport Central.
Benton Bridge.
This train is formed of 4
This train is
coaches.
for Stepford Airport Central.
Alright, green signs, we can continue straight away.
Stepford Airport Parkway.
Closing the doors, we've got 2 more stops. Alright, all the way up to the speed limit, which is 60, but it's actually 45 because we won't make it up to 60 in time. Double yellow.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Airport Central. The next station is Stepford Airport Parkway.
And speed limit is now 80. So we'll accept the warning. We're getting a bit close to that. It's single yellow, so we'll go back down to 45. Accept the warning, and let's have a look for the... Okay, it's gone to a single yellow instead of a red.
Stepford Airport Parkway. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
Now we will slow it down to 30. It should be 35 by the time we enter the platform. Actually, we're going 30 by the time we enter the platform, which is lovely. Alright, slowing it down to 15. We got 3, we got 4. We'll slow it down now.
This train is
Actually, we'll keep going a little bit because I have majorly undershot that. And now we'll slow it down to a stop. Yeah, well, I'll keep it here. My excuse will be aligned up for that. That's going to be an excuse, yep.
Airport Parkway.
I want to make great use of.
For Stepford Airport Central. The next station.
your attention.
There's plenty of space anyway for the people to get in.
51 Stepford Connect.
Green sign, doors open. Doors close, I mean.
Has been cancelled.
Alright, back into cabin view. And we'll go to the speed limit now.
Being unavailable.
To the final stop of the route. Stepford Airport Central. Otherwise known as just Airport Central.
Welcome on board this Stepford Connect service to Stepford Airport Central. The next station is
Green sign,
Stepford Airport Central.
double yellow. Slow it down to 45, accept the warning. 15 limit. Single yellow. And almost at the final stop on our way. Platform 1, slow it down to 15.
Change here for services to Leighton Stepford Road.
Got plenty of track before the platform.
Please mind the gap between the train.
And now we just slowly make it to the final stop.
All change, please.
Having a quick look before my microphone dies, we got 3 and we have 5. We're not made of 3 coaches, so we'll stop at... Actually, that's not a 5, that's an S. So we're not made of 3 or 2 coaches, so we'll stop at the S sign. Lovely. Simply lovely. Well, that has been Route 5, and how to do it, what to look for, and what I look for when I'm driving.
Thank you for travelling with us today.
If you would like to look at every route, how many points you get, how much XP you get, and how much they cost, there is a spreadsheet with every route, their operator, and all sorts of stats for you to have a look at, which will be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching this video on how to drive the trains of Stepford County Railway. There was a lot covered here, but if you give yourself time and respect, you'll be an ace in no time. Everything said in this video is available in the driver's operation guide, which will be linked down below. Some routes I would recommend would be Route 5 for its mix of short and long gaps between stations, Route 23 for its frequent stations, Route 2 for its mix of single and double track running, and Route 9, which is paid, but it gives you a nice constant passenger flow. Welcome to the Drivers Club of SCR, and from everyone already here, we hope you enjoy your time on the rails. Goodbye.
Don't you